17, final week of the regular season. Talk the Line, the Q&A edition. I love this show. We're going to answer your questions. We have Geoff Schwartz, former NFL offensive lineman, of course, McIntyre, Fox Sports analyst. We took the questions early on the week. We're going to continue to take them throughout the show. This show's an hour long. We're going to try to get 60 questions in 60 minutes, you guys. You can send in your questions using Twitter. Tweet us using hashtag TalkTheLine at McIntyre, at Geoff Schwartz, tweet myself at Sara Perlman. If you don't use Twitter, that's totally fine. You can go on Facebook, go in our Talk the Line Facebook group there, get your questions in. We're going to try to make you some money here on week 17. Guys, this is a tricky one. A lot of games to get to, but Jason, how are we feeling? What's going on?
I'm feeling rambunctious. Can I go there, Sarah? Listen, my favorite stat that I'm going to give you guys here for week 17, the last 5 years, an underdog of 7 or more has won outright in week 17. That leads me to believe somebody's going to shock the world. I expect a lot of chaos today. Geoff, I'm sure you do as well.
Yes, I do, because all these big favorites are not going to win. Someone's going to be upset, and you're right. We have 14 playoff spots this year. Entering this weekend, only one of those has been spoken for. So 13 spots up for grabs this weekend. Should be fabulous football.
When we start the show off with a word like rambunctious, I'm 100% confident it's going to be a good show. So let's get to the fan questions. Up first, we have, Stanley R calling me out. Sarah's swimming in shoe money. Your girl kind of is. Give us more winners. Okay. A lot of pressure to start off the show. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys. They've won 7 straight against the Giants. They've scored 30-plus points in 3 straight games. Giants are struggling. They're averaging 12.4 points per game in the last 5 games. The Cowboys, I still think, are going to win this division. I'll lay the money on the Cowboys today. Let's get some new shoes. Geoff, where are we going with your winner today?
I love Dallas. They're one of my favorite that I've had all week. They're first on my list of games that I really like. I'm still looking, though, with the Houston Texans. I know they've sort of kind of quit, but I'll tell you, Deshaun Watson has not quit this year, guys. Since week 6, he is the best quarterback in the National Football League. The Titans defense, 32nd, I should say, in third down, last, by the way, last in pressure rate. I think Deshaun Watson plays this game close, keeps his team close, and they do enough to probably spoil the Titans, make this kind of close. I'd go with the +7 here with Houston.
Guys, I hate to report this, but I unfortunately don't have just one game that I like. I like a smattering of games. I do want to give out a teaser as my favorite bet. It would be taking Seattle down from 7-1. I really like Seattle. If you look at the 49ers injury report, it's longer than my kid's Christmas list. I mean, it is really bad for the Niners. And the other team I like, I know this is going to sound crazy, the Rams. Yes, the Wolf of Wall Street, John Wolford, kid nobody's heard of, no tape on him in the regular season. McVay's going to coach him up. I really think the Rams and Seattle, teasing those two down. We'll get into them a lot in the show. But Sarah, if that's allowed, I will give out a teaser as my best.
That's allowed. You're giving out winners. It could be a teaser, whatever you feel most confident in. Okay, question number 2 for Talk the Line week 17. Derek C., I'm looking for your best home dog teaser. Speaking of teasers, well, let's check out the board. Odds, of course, by Fox Bet and see which home dogs we're looking at here. Well, there are quite a few. I'm looking at Houston getting 7, San Francisco getting 7, Denver +3, and so on. I mean, the Bengals are favorite are dogs, 13.5-point dogs. J-Mac, let's go to you quickly for a dog teaser, home dog teaser.
All right. Well, the first leg will be Carolina. And this doesn't just have to do with Alvin Kamara feeling the need to party in the French Quarter the day after Christmas. I'm sure you guys saw the photo of him up in the club, hanging out, no mask, and he's on the COVID list. And listen, they're trotting out practice squad guys. Maybe Taysom Hill gets 15 carries. I like Carolina. Teddy Bridgewater, we know what he does. Teddy Bridgewater covers the spread, 22-5 against the spread as an underdog. He's been great this year as a dog, 8-3 against the spread. I like Carolina as the first leg. And this will not be popular, but the Philadelphia Eagles, that line continues to soar. Sarah, when we talked about this yesterday on our pre-show call, it was I think Washington -2.5 or 3.5. It's up to 6 now. That's laughable. Okay. I know the Eagles have everybody hurt. Injury reports longer than a CVS receipt. Okay. But it doesn't matter. The Eagles show up. Give me the Eagles in Carolina in a home dog teaser.
So I think everyone's going to have Carolina in a teaser, and I'm 100% with you here. The Saints without Alvin Kamara are not the same offense. There's now reports Drew Brees is getting ready to retire after the season. No surprise, right? When you break 11 ribs, kind of makes that decision fairly easy for you. Matt Rule in Carolina just kind of pesky enough to hang around this game. I'll take this out to 11.5. And I'm going to piggyback a little bit on Jason. Rams now +1. I'll take them out to +7, mostly because Sean McVay is the coach of the Rams, right? We know that he knows how to coach. We know he'll find a way to make the offense functional without Jared Goff in there. We know Aaron Donald is playing. We know Jalen Ramsey is playing. We know the Rams defense is really good. I don't trust Cliff Kingsbury ever again. Never trusting him again. He has all his talent on this team, cannot find a way to use it properly. He's terrible at the end of game situations, end of half, all of that. I like the Rams here +7. So Carolina and the Rams in a teaser.
Okay, J-Mac, Carolina and the Eagles in your teaser, and Geoff, Panthers and Rams. Mine, I have the Eagles as well, +12.5. I'm taking the Bears. I think the Packers are going to win this game, but not by 10+ points. So I'll grab the teaser with the Chicago Bears, get that through a key number of 10. So Bears +10.5. All right, moving along. Let's see what questions up next here. We have Sam W. Week 17 is a mess. Which game should I avoid? There's so many games to avoid because no one knows who to bet on when there's teams playing for nothing, teams playing for something. Crazy line movement. Let's head to producer Conrad to see the latest on line movement here.
Hey, good morning, guys. So, Jason, you just actually hit on one of the games that I'm going to be talking about here, which is Washington at Philadelphia. As you guys can see right there on the chart, Philadelphia started off the favorite. I mean, through the week, it kept progressing that Washington was seeming more and more as the favorite here. But then news broke last night. Eagles are down a ton of players, and now Alex Smith will be starting. Now the line is cratered all the way to 6.5. This is a game that I really don't know which side to be a part of. So looking at you guys.
Geoff, I'll go with you here. Which game are you staying away from?
I think Browns Steelers. I know the line is out pretty big. I think if you're taking this game, you're taking the Steelers +10, but they're missing everybody, right? They're going to sit everyone. And do we trust Mason Rudolph? I know I don't, in a game that really is not important for the Steelers as they're not playing anybody. But how do you bet the Browns here, right? The Browns, we don't know who's playing and not playing because of COVID. I mean, it seems like this is a complete stay away game, biggest Browns home game since they returned to the franchise, right? They're supposed to win this game. I would stay the heck away from this one.
Well, geez, yeah, that Browns game. Did you see their secondary, Geoff? I mean,
Yes.
Seriously, they are starting jokers. Mason Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, is going to light them up. I will just say this. I'm leery of getting involved in games where both teams have nothing to play for. Like, I don't know who's going to get run. Are they pulling quarterbacks at halftime? What players specifically are going to look to set team records, personal records, franchise records? Like, I don't know. So a game like Detroit, Minnesota, I just don't know what to do there. No idea. So I would avoid that. But I will say this, and Geoff and Sarah, you probably agree, there are going to be a lot of opportunities after kickoff to get involved in game betting. If Josh Allen, say, comes out and gets his, the 40 yards or whatever he needs to break the Jim Kelly single season record, and then they sit him, boom, then maybe you lay some wood on Miami. But I think in-game betting will be huge in week 17.
I agree with you. Definitely in-game betting, looking at the line movement right away, who scores first, play it then. I'll stay away from Jets Patriots. Playing for nothing. I don't know what to make of these games. Sorry, that's a stay away. Moving on. Question 4. We're trying to get to 60 in 60 minutes. Dana B, let's get to the point. Is Cleveland going to the playoffs? J-Mac, are they winning and going or not?
If you ask me hardcore, Jason, yes or no, I would lean no. I do have a little silly money line parlay for, pizza money. Give me Pittsburgh and Jacksonville or something crazy, or maybe Jeff's Houston Texans. But I just can't trust Cleveland here. Look at the secondary. Seriously, guys, it's people you've never heard of. Cleveland is that decimated. The facility's been closed all week. It would be very Cleveland Browns, very on brand of the Browns to totally choke here and lose to the Steelers JV team. Mike Tomlin would love that. I'm sorry, Browns fans. I can't take them here.
So this is going to be a theme for the entire show, and it's how much do we trust starters needing to win games against backups playing for maybe the first time all season, right? In Pittsburgh's case, you have a bunch of guys getting their first opportunity to play in a game like this. They're going to play hard, right? So it's a matter of judging whether the talent of the Browns in a situation where they're supposed to win outweighs the Steelers' backups playing like there's no tomorrow because they're not going to play tomorrow, right? So it's a matter of looking at that in all these contests. And I would lean to Jason's thought about, look, the Browns are supposed to win this game. The curse is supposed to. It's hard to play when you're supposed to win, especially if you're the Browns' biggest home game since they returned in 20 years to Cleveland. So I think the Browns win this game, but it could be a scare for them.
If you're watching, send your questions in. Use hashtag Talk the Line. We're going to try to get to the rest of them here. Okay, coming up next. Let's see what's up. Frank T. Miami easily covers against Buffalo if they are resting starters, right? Well, listen, I'm from South Florida. It's hard to go up to the north and do anything in the cold, and that's what the Miami Dolphins are doing. So let's head down to meteorologist Glenn Richards to see what the weather is looking like in Buffalo.
With the playoffs on the line for the Dolphins, they better drag some of that Florida sun and heat to help them heat up their play in cold and snowy Buffalo. A storm system that is going to be working its way across the area during the entire game will be changing rain over to snow. Temperatures will not be that cold for January, with readings mainly in the low to mid 30s across the western end there of New York State. It looks like the kicking game, though, they'll be dealing with a light easterly wind through the game, and those propane heaters, well, they'll be cranking up on the Miami sideline.
All right. Thank you very much, Glenn. Miami 15-5 ATS in their past 20 games as an underdog, including 4 straight covers. Geoff, you know what it's like to play in the cold.
Yeah.
And Miami cover this, even maybe some backups playing for Buffalo.
I think what Jason said 2 questions ago is the way to play this game. This is a live betting opportunity, right? Buffalo comes out. Josh Allen's going to start the game. They drive down the field. They get up 7-0. They take Josh Allen out. Boom, hammer the Dolphins money line. Because I think, look, the Bills, when Allen gets pulled out, it signals to the rest of the team really, all right, guys, our job is done here. Let's just get on to next week. We'll have the 2 seed, move on. Remember, Dolphins have to win this game to get in the playoffs. Tua has the entire game, obviously. Fitz is not going to play this game. So I think you wait in game and take Miami on the money line when the Bills get out to an early lead.
Yeah, I have nothing here, Sarah, pre-flop. But I will say this. If you look last week at Buffalo, Cole Beasley, who's having an amazing season, the best of his career, he was kind of hurt in garbage time, okay? He's not going to play this week. It's a knee injury. You know, you don't want to go into the playoffs without a guy like Cole Beasley, who's just murdering teams in the slot. John Brown's back. You know, Stephon Diggs, obviously one of the best receivers in the league. Like the Bills, and we'll get to Super Bowl future shortly, they were a team to watch. And just reading a lot of the stuff in Buffalo this week, I can't imagine any Buffalo impact starters playing in the second half. So I would just stay away from this and hit it in game.
Agreed. All right. Next question here coming up. Geoff asked, does Herbert finish off his Offensive Rookie of the Year campaign against the Chiefs? J-Mac, what do we think?
Okay, so no Keenan Allen, no Hunter Henry. Brian Bulaga, the best tackle on what's not a great offensive line, he's out. I would just be careful thinking, oh, the Chiefs are resting everybody. Herbert's going to go bananas. I don't know. I don't feel confident in this one. I would avoid it. But yes, Herbert does win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
He wins Rookie of the Year, but I think Jason's point is accurate. You know, the Chiefs might just run the ball every drive and bleed the clock in this game. The Chargers really have no incentive in the fourth quarter to like go after a win late in the game if they're up by a couple points. So I would stay away from this. It doesn't feel like a good bet to make.
Yeah, the prop here on Fox Bet, Justin Herbert, over under 264.5 passing yards. The over is juiced at -120. We know he's averaging over 300 yards a game, but to your point, a lot of injuries. I think it's a stay away for us on the prop. Next question. Mark asks, will Baltimore, my money-making team, thank you, Baltimore, cover double digits 3 straight weeks? Guys, the Ravens have covered 5 straight. They're 41-0 outright as a double-digit favorite in the regular season. Geoff, do they cover this 13.5?
If I was putting money on a game like this, I would take Baltimore, but I'm not because they're a huge public favorite of almost 2 touchdowns on the road. I think they do cover the game, but I feel like there's more value on the board than putting your money on the Ravens here. But Jason, you have a great prop for this game.
Yes. Well, first of all, I want to remind everybody that last week, yes, Sarah loved Baltimore. Geoff was on Baltimore. We had a text chain going. I nearly jinxed the Ravens on the doorstep. Okay. They fumbled at the 1-yard line and there was some skittish moments over text message. Very fun. Hey, we're cool at Talk the Line. We're having fun, guys. And my prop bet, Geoff, for this week, Lamar Jackson. He needs, I believe it's 92 yards to be the first quarterback to ever rush for over 1,000 yards twice. I think he gets that easily. Remember, this is a Bengals team that has bad linebackers. They're not great in the trenches. Lamar has torched them in the past. I would expect Lamar to jump out to some big early numbers. All three of us have hit this prop. Folks, you need to get on it. Lamar Jackson over about 63.5 rushing yards.
Yeah, and it keeps going up. People see the trend, and I think the Bengals defense is going to have a tough time stopping the run here. Let's see. Richard T, no Goff means the Cardinals should run away with this one. Are the Rams missing the playoffs? Well, we know Goff had surgery. He's not playing. Kyler Murray, he's certainly banged up. Let's head down to our very own Dr. Matt Preventure for the latest injury update on the two quarterbacks.
Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray injured his lower leg toward the end of last week's game. Now, the good news is, and from our video analysis, I don't expect this to be a very significant injury, and he was a full participant Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in practice. When Kyler was asked about his leg, he said, "I'm playing and it's fine." And I think that's going to be the same in terms of his productivity, where he's going to be at least at baseline or even increased given the playoff implications of this contest.
Great stuff from Dr. P. We saw the pre-injury and the after-leg injury just in terms of passing yards here on the graphic, and there's really not much of a difference, and they need to win this game to make the playoffs. Geoff, what's going to happen? Are the Rams going to be able to pull off the upset here? Is Kyler Murray going to be okay against this defense?
Sorry, the concern so much is not about the passing yards, in my opinion, but about the rushing yards. When Kyler Murray has kind of been beat up this year, the rushing yards have taken a hit. And part of the offense that works is the rushing, especially in the red zone. His legs are very important to use in the red zone. So I think the injury affects him more than just the passing yards. But look, I just don't trust Kingsbury. Why should we trust him? He's done nothing all season to trust him in this spot. Yes, the Rams have a backup quarterback, but Sean McVay and the way they run their offense, they can get by with a backup quarterback. I do not trust Arizona in this spot, a must-win situation with Kyler Murray facing a Rams backup quarterback. I'm going the Rams here.
Yeah, guys, what does the market tell you when you see Arizona with a healthy Kyler Murray is favored by 1 against a Rams team starting a guy who's never played a regular season NFL game? What is the market is telling you? It doesn't respect Kingsbury and Kyler Murray. And I've been bullish on the Cardinals all season. I'm disappointed. They're not going to make the playoffs. I could tear up my futures ticket. I don't see Kyler Murray having a big game against this Rams defense, which really shut him down in the earlier meeting. And again, McVay 7-0 against Arizona. I don't like Arizona here, guys.
Stay away from me. I don't know what to make of this game with a quarterback with no NFL experience. Question number 9. Guy, we're going to try to get to maybe 30 more questions if we can hurry it up here. Daniel M. Does Mr. MVP whip on the Bears to wrap up the 1 seed? Well, he may, but Aaron Rodgers is surely going to feel the absence of David Bakhtiari. Yes. So really quick, let's head to Dr. Pete for more on the all-pro left tackle.
Green Bay Packers offensive tackle David Bakhtiari injured his leg in practice on Thursday. It is believed to be a knee ACL injury, although it's not confirmed as of yet. However, head coach Matt LaFleur has come out and said that David Bakhtiari is done for this season. Unfortunately for Green Bay, they just aren't as good without David on the offensive line, and they're down about 7 to 8% in overall offensive productivity, likely due to his presence in terms of pass rush as well as defensive blocking.
Geoff, from your expertise and experience, how big is this and the impact it's going to have on Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers moving forward?
This is a bad injury. It's about as bad as you can get for a team like the Packers. Look, Bakhtiari is the best pass protecting offensive tackle in the NFL. So all those late plays that Rodgers makes in the down is because of him. He protects the backside where he can do whatever he wants late in the down. They're not going to have that, obviously, this weekend. Now, Khalil Mack, look, he moves around, so I don't think he'll just target whoever plays left tackle for the Packers today, but it's a big loss. Nonetheless, I like the Packers to cover here. I think the Packers are on a mission right now. Their team is ascending, right? Defense is getting better each week. Rodgers continues to play well. He's playing for the MVP. Look who the Bears have beaten, guys, the last couple of weeks. Jacksonville, a Texans team that appeared to quit in the game, the Vikings. Like, they haven't played anyone good. Now they get the Packers, and Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. I still think the Packers cover this game.
Yeah, we know that offensive line injuries are massive, right? We've chronicled Wyatt Teller in Cleveland when he's been out, Costanzo in Indy, but I don't believe this is as big of a drop-off when you look at Bakhtiari's backup, who has shown well this season. It's not like they're putting a rookie in there or some undrafted guy. This is some Packers offensive line veteran group. Geoff, I'm kind of with you here. I think there's a bit of a market overreaction. I'm surprised that the Bears have taken money here this week. Maybe it's chalky of us, but I like Aaron Rodgers here and the Packers to win and cover.
Yeah, we're all in agreement here with the Green Bay Packers. Love them to win and cover. I'm surprised by the line movement money coming in here on the Bears as well. Michael M., my boys are still in the hunt. Do they keep the dream alive and cook the Giants, J-Mac?
I don't get that. There's another one. Week 17, very curious. Why do people love the Giants here? What are they seeing? Think about this. Daniel Jones, the last 2 weeks, since he had the hamstring, since he had the ankle, he's rushed 1 time for 3 yards. He has shown defenses, I don't want to run. So he sits in the pocket like a statue, and he gets absolutely destroyed. He's been sacked 12 times in the last 2 weeks. I don't get the Giants money here. I know the Cowboys are a public side, and Geoff and Sarah, we've talked about the public. I'm sure Conrad will come in soon and tell us, oh, well, the public's all over the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry. I'm not backing the Giants here. Danny Dimes.
A couple of things to note here. These are two teams going opposite directions, right? The last 3 weeks, the Cowboys have won point differential plus 51. Giants are minus 47. Giants have played tougher teams, but the games have not been close. The Cowboys defense is increased their pressure rate by 10%. Daniel Jones is the most pressured quarterback in the NFL. This to me feels like two teams going in opposite directions. Lastly, too, the Giants at home cover at MetLife Stadium under 40% of the time. They're not even good at home. So and I'll finish this too here. Andy Dalton has been in this spot before. He's a playoff quarterback. He knows what it takes to win in this game. Daniel Jones does not. He has never been here before. Give me the hot Cowboys in this game.
You guys know how I feel about it. I opened the show. I said, take my sneaker fund, lay it on the Cowboys, give me all your money, put it on the Cowboys. I mean, honestly, beautiful Louis Vuitton sneakers there. I will go get them after this game comes home. Giants are averaging 12.4 points in the last 5 games. Done deal for me. Moving along here, we have Terry P. Will Deshaun Watson have a big game against the Titans in their very questionable secondary and defense? J-Mac, do you like here? What's going on?
Yeah, I know you guys are saying some good things about Houston, and there was a lot of J.J. Watt bashing in our pre-show chatter. I don't know. I can't back Houston here. How healthy is Deshaun Watson? He's down his left tackle, Laramie Tunsil. Yes, I know Tennessee doesn't get to the quarterback. 1 sack in the last 4 weeks. But this is I hate saying this, Titans or pass for me, and probably a pass or maybe tease the Titans down to 1. They win. They're in the playoffs, as I understand it. Yes. Derrick Henry chasing 2,000 yards. He's just destroyed Houston the last 2 meetings. I don't see them stopping him here. I can't take Houston. Sorry.
Since week 6, Deshaun Watson is first in the NFL completion percentage, yards per attempt, touchdown interception ratio, and passer rating. And I know he's a little beat up, but he carved up this defense for over 300 yards the first time around. I look, the run defense might quit. The defense might be done, but Deshaun Watson has shown no sign this year that he has slowed down, that he stopped playing hard, that he's quit. I think he plays really well today. Maybe not the rushing defense. I like this prop here of over.
Okay, over 290 and a half passing yards for Deshaun Watson. Geoff likes it. Okay, a good game coming up on Sunday Night Football. We can't back the Washington football team without Alex Smith, right? Coming in from John M. Alex Smith is playing, and money has certainly flowed in on the Washington football team. Geoff, are you laying the 6.5 with Alex Smith here?
I got this earlier in the week at Washington, -2. I mean, this I might get a middle opportunity here, right? We can bet Philly plus 6.5, Washington -2, somewhere land in the middle, win both bets. 6.5, guys. I'd stay away from that. That feels like a lot of points for a guy in Alex Smith who still is coming back from the leg injury. I mean, basically his calf might just stop working in this game again. We don't know that. So this feels like a lot of points, guys.
It's funny. We did the show Wednesday, and Alex Smith was like, maybe, and Terry McLaurin wasn't practicing, and Antonio Gibson was like, we don't know. And now they're all 3 a go. Just look at Antonio Gibson last week. I think they admitted that he took that shot before the game. He's like, I'm ready to go. He gets 10 carries. Second half, doesn't even play. This is a beat-up team. I could not back Washington Definitely not at 6.5. Like I can't advocate putting my money there on Washington. If this touches 7, this could be a college tuition play on Jalen Hurts. I don't know. We'll have to monitor it throughout the show.
I love the middling opportunity for you, Geoff. That's actually really smart. I have a feeling that will come home, so you better do that or else I'm going to bother you later and make fun of you for this. Ray E., which over stands out this week? You guys know I take the Titans. I'm not going here. I'll go quickly. Taking the Ravens-Bengals. I'm going to take the over here. Bengals have scored 64 points over the last 2 games. Ravens are going to put up a 50-burger on this Bengals defense. Take the 45, lay the over, put my sneakers and all your money, pancake, college tuition. I'll take it home. Geoff, give me an over.
Well, you just took mine, so I'm looking at more games I can take because I don't want to piggyback off you, but that feels like really the best one. I mean, I know Tennessee, Houston, you mentioned is
just
one
double down on it. Just double down on it.
But I mean, I feel like Baltimore. To your point, I was looking at this game and I'm thinking like 45-14 type thing. Like, I think the Ravens just continue their run, feel great about getting the playoffs in this in this spot. I think they score a lot of points here.
Yeah, you guys are onto something, but that Baltimore secondary is so beat up. I think I saw like 6 starters on the injury report. We'll see what happens. My over is not a game. It's a player prop. Take a look at Justin Jefferson, the rookie receiver for the Vikings. He needs 111 receiving yards to set the NFL rookie record. He'd pass Odell Beckham, Randy Moss, and Quan Bolden. And his prop for this game is over 73.5. They're going to be force-feeding him to get that record. He's had a tremendous season. I mean, Justin Jefferson is a dynamic player. I think that is my favorite over here, besides the Lamar Jackson prop we talked about earlier for Week 17.
You're watching Talk the Line Q&A edition. You can send in your questions using hashtag Talk the Line on Twitter, tag us, or go on Facebook, Talk the Line Facebook group, submit your questions. We're trying to help you win some cash on Week 17. Next question coming in from Tanner K. I'm torn on Atlanta, Tampa Bay. Help here. I'm torn too. So J-Mac, help myself and Tanner.
All right, Sarah, Tanner. I would, is that 2 weeks in a row somebody named Tanner has asked us a question? I didn't know it was that popular of a name. Okay. I would tease Tampa Bay down to 1. I expect them to not come out down 17-0 like the meeting a couple weeks ago with Atlanta. And I think Tampa gets it done, locks up. They want that 5th seed. That's the most coveted seed in either side of the playoff bracket because you get to face Washington, Dallas, or the Giants. Tampa will be a touchdown favorite on the road. You can book that right now. They will be favored by a touchdown in the opening round. They will do whatever it takes to get that 5 seed. The Rams can sneak into it, but I feel confident teasing Tampa down to 1. I guess the question then is, where do you find the other game? But that's my read on this one.
I think that's probably the right play here. I just have a feeling Tampa gets out big in this game, kind of lets off the gas a little bit as they understand they've kind of won the game, and Atlanta kind of comes back at the end and might backdoor cover this game. I think you stay away from either of these numbers and maybe find a way, like Jason's point, to put in a teaser somewhere.
I talked about extending Mitch Trubisky last week. I just saw a sneak peek at the next question and kind of laughed a little. Coming in, question number 15 from Malcolm B. Please extend Mitch. Will he extend a 30-point streak against Green Bay? Bears have averaged 35 points over the past 4 weeks. Weather could be a factor in this one. Let's, of course, go down to Glenn Richards, meteorologist, and see what it's looking like in Chicago.
Well, the Bears will be putting it all on the line for what could end up being their grand finale if they don't pull out a win against the mighty Packers in Chicago. The early day snow showers will be giving way to some sunshine and temperatures in the middle 30s as we go throughout the entire game. But wind will not be an issue for either team as that big storm system starts to move away. Looks like the unusually mild January late afternoon in Chicago may inspire the Bears defense to tamp down Aaron Rodgers and sneak into the postseason. We'll see.
All right, Glenn, thank you not only for the weather update, but the Bears going there. Geoff, let's answer his question, Malcolm's question here. Will the weather affect this game, or will he put up over 30 points against Green Bay?
It's always windy in Chicago. I mean, that's not really much of a thing. Is this number real? Plus 360? The
Real.
Bears go over 30.5 points? Is that we're going with? If that we're doing that, yes, you put some pizza money on this. Are you kidding me? With that much value, of course. Yes. If that's anything else, no. But plus 360, yes.
First of all, nice debut from Glenn Richards. Well done. And we found the only guy on planet Earth in Malcolm, our questioner, who wants to extend Maserati Mitch. Are you kidding me? You want to extend that guy? Goodness gracious. No, Geoff, I'm on the opposite side. I think the Bears lay an egg here. All the pressure on Mitch, Nagy. This team is so fraudulent. I love for the Bears getting smoked here. The only team with more pressure than the Bears, by the way, and Nagy and Trubisky are the Cleveland Browns. Yes. I expect both of them to lose today.
Ooh. Wow, not just one. Hot takes, but I like it. We talked earlier in the show, you guys going a little off here, saying there was going to be some upsets, and you just called kind of two right there. So the Browns are going down as well.
I think.
He thinks. Okay. Maybe we can get some more confidence in the next question, J-Mac. Charlie W., the Colts blew it last week. Do they get backdoored against the Jags this week? Confident J-Mac.
No, so how about this? How about a pizza money parlay with the Jags to win, the Steelers to win, and, well, I guess the Packers doesn't make it that interesting. But, listen, I think you've got to do some of these exotic fun bets in Week 17. Keep most of your big powder dry for the playoffs. I feel really good already about some of these first-round matchups. We've been scouting teams like Miami all season. There's going to be a lot of opportunity next week. I don't want to anger anybody and say, hey, bet on games Week 17, obviously. But save your big money for next week.
I would not put money on Jacksonville in this spot, even at the plus 15. They've kind of given up, right? It's very obvious. They've given up. Their coaching staff is going to be gone. They need a new general manager. They're traveling to Indy. Obviously, Indy needs this game, but you really don't trust Phillip Rivers in this spot either. I think this is a complete stay away game here. Just corner TV this one. Colts need to win, obviously. They might not even get in the playoffs, being 11-5. But other than that, no interest in this game.
I just want to say all of the questions have been very good and making me rethink some of my bets leading into Week 17. Randy C., where's the public at this weekend? Certainly a lot of money has poured in over the last few hours. Let's go to our very own producer, Conrad, to see which teams are getting the most public money here.
Yeah, guys, every week we look at the public money and where it's laying at. I mean, every week we see that almost 2 or 3 of the highest public plays end up losing. And this week, we're seeing the Titans getting 78% of the bets against the Texans. You're going to like this one, Sarah, or maybe not. Ravens, 77% of the money against the Bengals. Colts, 75% of the money against the Jags. This one's a little weird. Chiefs are seeing 71% of the bets against the Chargers currently. And then to J-Mac's point, 64% of the bets are on the Cowboys this weekend.
I don't know about you guys. I hate when the public's all on my bets. Like, I love the Ravens, and I knew it'd be a public play, but now...
I feel like that's okay. The Chiefs one, what are you guys?
What is that?
Guys, they're not playing anybody. Chad Henne is starting quarterback. 5.5 is a lot. I mean, this is much better when it was like 3 earlier in the week. But like Chad Henne hasn't played in years. That one's odd. I think it's just a reactionary. Hey, the Chiefs haven't covered in 7 weeks. They're plus 5.5. They're never an underdog. Let's just throw money on. But as the public is throwing money on them, the Chargers their line keeps going out for them. Like, guys, the Sharps are putting money on LA here.
Yeah, it's funny. I looked up the Chad Henne stuff, and he hasn't started a game, I believe, since 2014 and won as a starter since 2013. Like, very weird that he's even a backup in this league. At any rate, listen, I wrote down what Conrad said. So the Titans, Ravens, and the Colts are the most public plays. Based on what we said at the outset, right? Last 5 years, a dog of 7 or more has won outright. All 3 of those games are touchdown or more spreads. I mean, you can book it right now, folks. One of those 3 teams is going down. Sounds like Geoff likes the Titans to maybe go down. That would enter the Colts into the playoffs. Wow. It's going to be crazy. Just be careful out there gambling. You've got to save money for next week. We're doing the show next week, obviously.
For my own sake, I'm really hoping it's not the Titans or the Ravens, but what are we going to do? One of them's going down, so I just don't want it to be mine. Let it be the Colts. Okay, Roy B. Can DK Metcalf break the Seahawks receiving record? Geoff, is DK Metcalf going to go off? His total set at 70.5 for receiving yards. The under surprisingly juiced here for Seattle, the number 1 wide receiver.
The Niners defense has been really good, even through all the injuries this year. And Robert Saleh, we know, is coaching, and he'll get a head coaching job, I assume, but he's coaching kind of, 4 head coaching opportunities still, even this weekend. And Russell Wilson has pulled back a lot lately. The intermediate passes and deep passes are not flying out of his hand as much now. He's playing more conservative. The offense kind of pulled back to a more conservative rush the football type offense. I would go under here for a while. Jason and I joked about this last week. For a while, you bet the over all his DK props. Feels like the under now is the way to go.
Yeah, I would step aside on this one, but I will note that the 49ers secondary is a mash unit. No Richard Sherman. And if you guys watched last week's game, and I know you did because I loved Arizona and they lost to the Niners, Keywan Williams was a really good, effective cornerback, not only in coverage, but blitzing as well. He's out. Okay. You look at this game, the 49ers aren't playing anybody. And as Geoff noted, Robert Salah, however you say his name, he is probably working on his interview game and building a staff for his next coaching job. And I know people will scoff at that and be like, come on, you can't factor that in. You're damn right you can. Okay. This is a guy who all week over the holidays, hey, honey, to his wife, can you start looking at real estate in Detroit? Because there's a good chance we're going to be moving there. Everybody's ticketing him to go to Detroit. He's going to get a job. So I just don't know what kind of focus he's putting on this game, given the fact that the 49ers have absolutely nothing to play for and half the starters on defense are out.
Moving on to question number 19, Geoff M. Seahawks versus Niners. Can the Niners cover? We just spent some time talking about this. Niners now getting 7. Real quick, I'll say it here. I love teasing the Niners here, getting more points defensively. I think they have a genius running the show. Geoff, can the Niners cover the 7 or is it a stay away?
I think if you're taking a side here at the number it's at now, the value is on the Niners. I know they have a bunch of guys injured, but we saw what they did last weekend, the way they played against Arizona. They're going to play hard. Kittle's in this game. We know that the offense can function. Kyle Shanahan's a fabulous coach. And Seattle just hasn't looked that great really recently. I think the Niners here to play at +7 or to Sarah's point, tease them out to 13.
Yeah, I just ranted about Seattle 49ers just now, but I will say, if you ask me my 3 favorite sides, Seattle probably checks in at 2 or 3. I just irrational love for them here. And not just because we have a lot of Seahawks fans at Fox Sports, especially on the digital team.
I do want to point something out, and we're going off a little off the questions for a second, but very interesting because we do talk about incentives moving along and why it's so hard to bet week 17. Players are playing for something, maybe some money. Teams are maybe just trying to go home. Interesting. Andy Dalton gets $1 million if the Cowboys win. Wow. Does that change your mind on how the game will go?
Not me.
I like Dallas already. I think we all like Dallas already. $1 million. Wow. Good for him.
I mean, I don't know that incentivizes him, but $1 million, what, to get to the playoffs or just win this game?
It must be to get to the playoffs. So they need Washington to lose, but it obviously gives you a little bit more edge to make sure you get this back.
My guess is it's playing time plus playoffs. So like 50% of plays plus, because they're not going to pay him $1 million if he's the backup to the playoffs. So it's probably 50% plus making the playoffs, $1 million from. Good for him. Hope he wins.
I don't know if this is going to motivate you guys, but $10 via Venmo if you get this question right. Nick D, does Stefanski let Chubb win this game after what happened last week? Now, of course, a lot's going to depend on the weather here in Cleveland. Will they run the ball, get Chubb more out of the backfield? So let's hear from Glenn Richards about the weather situation happening in Cleveland.
The Steelers will be visiting nearby divisional rival, the Cleveland Browns, in Week 17 must-win for the Browns. Neither team should be fazed by the wet and raw weather that will greet them on the field Sunday afternoon in Cleveland. It is January. A storm center will be sitting right on top of them throughout the entire afternoon with changing wind directions and occasional rain and snow mixed in. Just as the weather will struggle to make up its mind as to what to do, the Browns will have to be certain to heat up their running game to wrap up their last regular season game.
Great stuff, Glenn. Thanks. That makes me feel like they're going to run the ball more. So this prop, Nick Chubb, 75 rushing yards and a touchdown, plus money, plus 175. J-Mac, do you like this prop?
Yeah, slight lean, to the over here. Their strength is running the football. They get Teller back. I haven't seen an update on the right tackle Willis, but they know that's their bread and butter. Like, you don't want Baker Mayfield throwing the ball 45 times. Needing to get to the playoffs against a divisional rival, even if it's the backup. So I would lean to the over here for Chubb.
I think if you look at the Steelers defense, Watt's not going to play. Hayward's not going to play. I don't expect Tua to play very much. They've had a bunch of middle linebackers as well. I think the play here would be the over just because Pittsburgh's resting guys on defense. And I think we saw last week they threw the ball too much. Stefanski will try to have that rotate back to more of a running attack. I think the play here is the over.
Yeah, Browns will clinch their first playoff berth since 2002 with a win. More questions coming in. Keep sending them. Use hashtag Talk the Line on Twitter. Join the Facebook group, Talk the Line. Submit them there. We have 20 minutes to get to the rest before kickoff. Riley T, should I do a teaser and take Browns, Packers, and Seahawks? Heck yeah, you should, Riley. Geoff, do you like this?
I mean, you're not going through a lot of key numbers in some of these, right? Like the Browns, you're missing going through 3 because it's at 10.5. So the Browns one worries me. The other 2 are good. The Browns kind of, I'd worry about that.
Yeah. Okay. We're talking about the Cleveland Browns, Riley. I'm cool with the other 2 teams. Are you ready for this? The Cleveland Browns have not won a Week 17 game in 10 straight years. Okay. This is a program used to futility. Stay away from the Browns today, Riley. Goodness gracious.
I think they're going to win by a touchdown, not 10. I'd grab the Steelers, but Riley, for what it's worth, I like it. I hope it comes home if you already played it last night. Dax L, will Teddy Covers win me more money this weekend? Geoff, I know you like Carolina. Is Teddy Covers going to do it yet again?
I think so. Look, the Saints are obviously outside. We know they're a little different team in the colder weather. Also, look, Kamara being out, all the running backs are out, right? They're all out. So they have to call up a running back, Ty Montgomery, to be the running back, call up a practice squad guy. I'm sure they'll do some stuff with Taysom Hill, who for some reason, again, I don't get the whole Taysom Hill thing. But Carolina's feisty, man. Like they play hard. They play hard for Matt Rule. They're kind of a thorn in team sides. I think they cover this game.
Yeah, we're talking about the Saints. Remember, no Michael Thomas either, and they're not getting the bye. Green Bay's going to get the bye with the win over Chicago. I wouldn't be shocked to see a lot of Saints starters sitting in the second half. I like Carolina here.
I do as well. We know the Saints running backs aren't playing due to COVID protocol, so I lean Carolina as well. Teddy Covers doing it probably yet again. Question 23 of the day from Grady J. Should I just stay away from Vikings Lions? And the money has certainly come in on the Lions after the news of Dalvin Cook not playing, Minnesota now laying 3. J-Mac, I'll hit you here first. Who do you like in this one?
I mean, if you feel like it, Grady, if you feel like you have to make a play, you're urged, you feel compelled, just throw it on the over. Okay. We know the Lions don't play a lick of defense. The Vikings, they haven't played much defense. Mike Zimmer saying after the beatdown against the Saints, this is the worst defense I've ever had. I guess I would lean to the over 53.5, but Matt Stafford lasted a series against the Bucs. He's nursing a million injuries. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Geoff, are you laying it with the Vikings or not?
Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? This line was near a touchdown, right? Vikings favorite before Dalvin Cook news came out. Running backs do not move 3 points, right? That really has never happened before. So a lot of people are obviously reacting to that news because he's a big part of what they do in offense. The value here is on the Vikings. If you want to take this game, Minnesota -3, you're getting 3 or 4 extra points because a running back is out. That doesn't happen in the National Football League. I think people are overreacting. The point Jason made is right. Matt Stafford did not finish that game last week. He played 1 drive, I believe. I don't think he finishes this game either. So I think Minnesota -3 is the side here.
Yeah, J-Mac, you hit on it earlier with Justin Jefferson. Get him the ball 1,000 times. Let him set the rookie franchise for receiving yards for the Vikings. I'm throwing away money like nothing today, but give me the Vikings -3. I absolutely love it. I think this is great. Let Mike Zimmer's record look better moving into next season. Let Kirk Cousins pad his stats. Give me the Vikings. Absolutely. Let's see what's coming up. Next question on the board. Read N. Better bet Miami money line or take the points. Well, we do know that Devontae Parker was questionable all week in practice. Now he's active. So let's hear from Dr. Preventure on how this affects the Dolphins' production against Buffalo today.
Dolphins wide receiver Devontae Parker is listed as questionable with a hamstring injury, and he's missed the last 2 games for Miami. He was a limited participant at practice on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. If Devontae plays, expect his overall offensive productivity to be down about 11 to 14%. And in fact, when Devontae has come back previously off a hamstring injury, his yards per reception went down to only 11 yards per reception versus 15 when he's healthy.
Certainly an impact on his production for yards per reception. Geoff, does that change your mind on where you're going to lean on this Dolphins-Bills game?
I said earlier, I think the play here is you wait to live bet this game, right? Because the value is not on Miami anymore. This line was Miami +2, +1 earlier in the week, now out to -3. I think you hang out here. You let Josh Allen come out, start hot for Buffalo. They get up 7-0, 3-0, whatever it is. And then you grab the money line on the Dolphins as soon as Josh Allen comes out. Today, and Jason mentioned this, really important. Today's the day you have your laptop open, you have your phone on hand. And when you see these guys be taken out of games, you pounce on those numbers for those money lines for the teams that are still playing.
Yeah, as a side note, I have the TV on, and Jay Glazer just said Parker is going to play for Miami, which is obviously good news for Tua. Tua needs all the help he can get. We know he's not very good. Here's a best case scenario if you want Miami. Buffalo gets the kickoff. Josh Allen goes right down the field. They get a touchdown, and McDermott says, "Good job, guys. All right, let's get the starters rest." Stephon Diggs adds to his numbers. Josh Allen, well done. Let's get healthy for the playoff game. And after Buffalo goes up a touchdown, you bet Miami. You get some added value there.
I love that, J-Mac. I'm going to tail you on that. Actually seems very realistic. Next question here coming up on Talk the Line. Trey K. Week 17, call your shot. Who will be the two teams in the Super Bowl, J-Mac? Who's going to the Super Bowl this year?
Okay, so everybody's going to be like, Chiefs and Packers. Everybody loves chalk. I don't. I think with the no fans, we're going to see a wacky playoffs, a lot of changes. Give me the Buffalo Bills getting +800. I mean, listen, this is one of the hottest teams in the league right now offensively. The defense is slowly coming around. Geoff, I know we saw Chiefs Bills. We can rehash this out in a few weeks. And in the NFC, I'm going to get producer Conrad's Seattle Seahawks. Yes, +1200, a healthy team. I get Russell Wilson. He's been in plenty of challenging road playoff spots. Cold weather doesn't bother him. The only concern about Seattle is Brian Schottenheimer, former Jets offensive coordinator. I don't have anything against the guy. I'm sure he's a nice human being. I don't think he's very good at his job. Let Russ cook, damn it. Seattle and Buffalo. Those are my two teams with the Super Bowl value.
All right. I'm going to be super boring here. I'm going Chiefs Packers. Since 2012, we had not have a team in the Super Bowl who has not had a bye. This year we have one bye each conference. It's Kansas City, and it should be Green Bay after today. This one doesn't feel hard to me. I know we want to grab value, like Jason said, as much as possible, but sometimes it's okay to take a +190 bet if you think they're the right side. Kansas City has everyone coming to them. Buffalo is the only team I think that can kind of mess the Chiefs up. But here's the thing, man. Even when the Chiefs have their worst game is better than most teams' good games. Like, they still win these games, even though they haven't played very well the last month of the season. So their worst game can still beat Buffalo. Like, that's how high the bar is for Kansas City. On the flip side, look, Green Bay, in my opinion, the home field advantage of playing in Lambeau in January against a Saints team or a Seahawks team or a Tampa Bay team is a huge advantage for them. They're the only team that really has, in my opinion, kind of a true home field advantage without fans. I like the Packers here to make it to the Super Bowl. I might take them against the Chiefs if they play as well. So +600, I like it.
Hey, Sarah, can I ask a real quick question to Geoff? I know you got yours coming up. Geoff, do you think, you know the Chiefs as well as anybody, your brother plays for them. Do you think they have a playoff advantage at Arrowhead if there are no fans? Because they did lose to the Patriots a couple years ago in the AFC title game. They did trail the Texans, I think, 24-0 last year in a playoff game. I just wonder, with no fans at Arrowhead, is there a home field advantage?
Well, they've had fans all season, so it's been a little bit of fans. They'll continue to have fans there. I think that people in the playoffs overvalue the home field and not think about the rest of the bye week. That really, I think, is the reason why these teams that have home field advantage win. During the week that you rest, you just mentally take a break from football, right? You're and this year's a little different because you have to go to the facility, get COVID tested, but normally you're just away for 4 or 5 days. You relax, your body gets refreshed, and you come back excited for the playoff. Elevated excitement. You're obviously excited to play anyways, but it's elevated. Your body feels good, and you really get ready to, back to work. And if you look at like Pat Mahomes and Kelsey, all these guys, they're going to have even extended time off to rest their bodies. You self-scout during the bye week as well, so you figure out what works, what hasn't worked in the last 8 weeks. That really is more important than the home field advantage part of the teams that have the bye.
For all the reason and insight you just said, I'll take the Packers real quick going off that, Geoff. I'm actually combining both your bets. I'm taking Bills to play the Packers. So you guys said all the reasons. I think the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl, and I know it is definitely at plus 8 to 1, a little more value. Geoff, you hinted at it. The Bills could beat the Chiefs. So I think if the Bills beat the Chiefs, the Bills are beating the Green Bay Packers. Bills are going to probably have the 2 seed. We know that. Josh Allen has been on fire in December. I think he's heating up again at the perfect time. In the month of December, he was 4-0. He threw 323 yards per game, 12 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, committed just 2 turnovers. That's the key. Give me the Buffalo Bills. Give me the Bills Mafia. I'll go jump on the tables with them when they Next question. Guys, stick around, by the way. 3 biggest takeaways in our cheat sheet. That's coming up at the end of the show on how to bet week 17. Pat Z, will my Raiders finish the season on a high note and cover for me? J-Mac, you laying the 3 with the Raiders?
I want to see you body slammed into a table.
I will.
That's what I want. I will not watch a second of Raiders Broncos. This game's awful. I may bet the Broncos getting 3 points because the Raiders, I saw a number. John Gruden in December and January, the last 3 years, something like 8 and 24, some ridiculously bad number with the Raiders. I don't know what it is. Maybe his teams give up on him or he throws in the towel, but I'm not touching the Raiders.
I believe his career winning percentage as a head coach in December is like 400. Like he doesn't win.
That's like what 40, it is.
It's like he doesn't win late in the season. I'll be honest. I probably spent 3 seconds thinking about this game this week because to your point, Jason and Sarah said this earlier as well, like these games when no one has anything to play for, I don't know how you bet them. They're very tough because, they might play backups. They might play guys that need incentive time money, things like that. I think you just stay away from this game at all. No point of watching unless you're a Broncos or Raiders fan.
Broncos are the only team in the NFL that have been an underdog in every single game, by the way. Next question. Evan M, better bet Bears money line or Panthers money line? If I'm J-Mac, I'm probably telling you to make a little sprinkle money line parlay or something for better odds. J-Mac, which is a better money line bet?
Sarah, I'm just going to piggyback you. I'll give me the Bears money line parlay with the Panthers. Why not? It's week 17, right? It's 2021. It's a new Jason. I'm just throwing it all around. Let's do it.
I love it. Geoff.
I'm not betting on Mr. Trubisky in this spot, right? He's supposed to win the game. He's playing well against some bum teams in the NFL. Here come the Green Bay Packers playing the best football in the NFL right now outside of Buffalo. No. I'll take Carolina here. And look, it's a little overcast today. It's a little wet in Charlotte. The Saints are, have to come from the dome and travel up here, and they're out there running backs. I just think Carolina is the side if you're going to take the Bears or Panthers.
All right, a few minutes till we get to our confidence picks, our biggest takeaways. Stick around for that. But the next question here, Aaron M. Which home dog loses by double digits? Geoff, which home dog's going to get smacked around?
Probably the Bengals. I'll go Bengals.
Oh, sorry for the delay. Okay, I'll go with the New York Giants. I just saw them come out on the field. Listen, I am a Jets fan, but this Giants team is just so pathetic. Here's an amazing stat, guys. The New York Giants could draft as high as 3rd or host a playoff game this season. That's how crazy this year's been. Again, we're talking about a Giants team with Danny Dimes, Danny Loose Change, whatever you want to call him. That team stinks. Go Cowboys.
Let's go Cowboys. I'll leave it at that. Jared R, rate my teaser. Cleveland -3.5, Rams +10, Eagles +10. J-Mac, give me a rating here, 1 through 10.
What 1 is like an F? Give me a 1. You don't want to tease to 3.5, like the hook. No, that's terrible. I like the Rams portion and the Eagles, but no, it's an F because we've been telling you for like 10 weeks here. Yeah. Okay. Tease through the 7 and the 3. 3.5 ain't getting you nowhere.
This is such a weird week because the numbers and the value change by the day, right? Like right now you got great value on the Rams, right? That's down now to +1, but the Eagles are +7 right now. So the value on the Eagles, you're losing 3 points. But the point made about the Browns, guys, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. This is a game where I think an in-game opportunity is present at some point, especially if the Steelers kind of maybe get out to a little bit of a lead early on. Maybe there's time to buy a lower number on the Browns.
They keep saying that a big favorite's going down, and it seems like they both believe it's the Browns. Okay, one more question here, then we're getting to confidence picks. Dalton S., with no running backs, does Drew Brees put the whole team on his back this weekend? Jeff, is Drew Brees doing it all?
Hopefully they don't touch his ribs when they jump on his back. I would say no. I think this is going to be a heavy Taysom Hill game. I think when you look at the no running back options, they're going to rely on Taysom Hill a lot to produce a lot of yards for them. So I would lean under here, and you have no Michael Thomas as well. Panthers will try to bleed the clock out. I would say no, under.
It's enough. Drew Brees is not going to have a lot of time in this game. Let's get to our confidence picks. And Jason, I'm going to start with you. People need to hear what you're looking for on your cheat sheet for week 17.
Okay. All right, quickly. I blasted the Giants multiple times. I'm sure this obviously means that somebody's going to record this, right, Sarah? And then when the Giants win, throw it in my face that I'm an idiot. I get that, okay? But the New York Giants, I just said it, folks, they could draft as high as third. Now, it wouldn't take the Bengals upsetting the Ravens, but still, you could be looking at like sixth in the draft or hosting a playoff game and getting your teeth kicked in by Tom Brady. Go Cowboys. All right, next up, Cleveland Browns. Man, they don't call it the factory of sadness for nothing. This franchise, arguably one of the worst in pro sports, and now there's pressure with no defense for Baker Mayfield to get them to the playoffs. Remember, he could be up for an extension this offseason, and they've been great. 10 wins, and they might miss the playoffs. It's just brutal. And finally, Matt Rule and the Carolina Panthers. I've gassed them up here on the show for multiple weeks. This is a team you are going to want to bet on in 2021. 8-3 against the spread. I don't know what's going to happen at quarterback, but I've been watching Matt Rule closely. Very good coaching job this season. I'm all in on Matt Rule and the Panthers. This is a bet on team next year.
Jeff, your cheat sheet for week 17.
I don't think enough is being made of what we're asking Alex Smith to do right now and what he's being asked to go through this weekend. Remember, this is a guy whose leg could have been lost, and now they're relying on him to win a division. Washington cannot win without him, and so they're relying on his calf now to make it through 60 minutes. So I think we should appreciate what we see from Alex Smith tonight. Look, Cliff Kingsbury, I was high on him this year, and then stock just plummeted, continues to plummet down. He's got to win this game. They're not going to fire him because then the general manager has to go. But, dude, you're playing a Rams backup quarterback who's never played in the NFL before. You have Kyler Murray. You have Hopkins. You have the better team right now. You have to win this game to save your job. They're not going to fire him, but hypothetical job he needs to save. And then, look, we've talked about the entire show. It's not going to be perfect today. Not all these big favorites are going to win. So who is going to be upset? I'm really excited to watch this because we're going to see some turmoil in the AFC especially. It's going to be fun to watch.
All right, here's what I got for my week 17 cheat sheet. Do not back double-digit favorites unless it's the Ravens. Baltimore 6-2 against teams worse than 500. In those 6 wins, they win by a margin of at least 14 points. I like the Ravens against the Bengals. I think it's an easy win for them. I know it's chalk. I'm laying it. Aaron Rodgers is locking up the MVP against the Bears defense. That's right. Aaron Rodgers wins this game. He wins MVP. He wants to secure that first round bye. He's 17-7 ATS against the Bears over his career. And also look for teams playing for something. We've talked about it all day. Ravens looking for a win. Titans get a win. They lock up the AFC South. Leave alone the Jets and Patriots. Don't touch them. Okay, it's time for the 2-minute drill. That's right. Quick questions coming in. Biggest sleeper in the playoffs from Terry, J-Mac.
I'm wearing red. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers.
Next.
Ravens.
Nick P., does Alex Smith start in Washington next season, Jeff?
No, I don't think so. Great story. Comeback player of the year. Not starting next season for them.
I would guess no as well.
Next. Big P., best under of the week, J-Mac.
Rams, Cardinals under. I think the line went down to like 41.
Chiefs, Chargers. That game feels 17-7 all over it.
Agreed. All right. Sean M., one great future bet for the postseason, Jeff.
Ooh, I think the Bills' value is good for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I will give out Buffalo again plus 800 and Tampa Bay. I don't have it in front of me. I think they're like plus 600 or something, but they'll be live in the postseason.
All right, a minute left. Let's get some more questions in. Josh B, better day, Rodgers or Trubisky? Rodgers, I'll take this one next. Stacey T, will the Browns win by 2 scores? Geoff, will they?
Don't do that, Brown. No.
Yeah. Will I win the lottery tomorrow? No.
Maybe. Zach K, week 17 game most excited about? J-Mac, what are you fired up about?
I can't wait to watch John Wolford and the Rams against Arizona. I'm very excited.
Giants, Cowboys.
Oh,
Nice. Okay, Matt, why? Can Seattle win the Super Bowl? J-Mac, I know your answer here.
Yeah, sure.
This is Matt Y stands for producer Conrad. I would say they can win. I don't think they will.
Last question. Let's get it in quickly. Brad C, Wentz to Colts. Who says no?
The Colts financial team? I mean, come on.
Good way to end the show. He's Geoff Schwartz and Jason McIntyre. I'm Sara Perlman. You guys, thanks for watching Talk the Line. Good luck with all your Week 17 bets for Jason and Geoff and all of us here at Fox Bet. Thanks again for watching. Do not forget to tune in tomorrow for Colin Howard, Krista Thompson, and Jason McIntyre right here on Talk the Line at 12 p.m. Eastern. Guys, good luck. We'll see you next week.